No pipe, no well, no rain in 4 days. Water's dripping anyway. Pulled it straight from the air. Cost me 12 bucks. Works anywhere with humidity. I'm going to show you the build. But first, you need to understand why nobody sells this. Because the ROI's too good. No subscription model, no replacement parts, no electricity draw. Just physics. Same physics that makes dew on your car windshield. Engineers knew this a century ago, but there's no recurring revenue, so it got shelved. Chile's been running this since the 60s. Morocco too. Ethiopia uses it for agriculture, but you won't see it at Home Depot. Once you build one, you never buy another. That's bad business. Let me break down how it works. Subscribe before this gets buried. Algorithm doesn't like content that kills product sales. We document systems that eliminate purchases. Your sub keeps this visible. Now, the physics. You've seen this. Cold glass, condensation forms. Spiderweb at dawn, covered in drops. Car windshield in the morning, soaking wet. That's atmospheric water harvesting. Air contains vapor, always, even in deserts. When vapor hits a cold surface, it condenses. That's it. We're just scaling the process. The key is surface area, temperature differential. You need material that drops below the dew point. That's the temp where air can't hold moisture anymore. At night, surfaces radiate heat. They cool 5 to 15 degrees below ambient. Humid air hits that cold surface, water condenses, gravity pulls it down, you collect it. Engineers call it radiative cooling, passive system, no energy input, just geometry and material choice. The material needs to be non-absorbent, fine enough to catch tiny droplets, strong enough to stretch tight, right angle. That's shade cloth mesh, 40 to 60% density. Here's your parts list. 4x3 wooden frame, use 1x2 or 1x3 lumber. Shade cloth mesh, screws or staples. PVC rain gutter for collection. Total cost, 8 to 15 bucks. I built mine for 12. Single hardware store run. Build a rectangle, stretch mesh across it, staple tight. Getting the tension right is a pain, but if it sags, the system fails. Don't skip that part. Angle the frame 15 to 30 degrees off vertical. Too steep, water doesn't run. Too flat, airflow drops. This is the optimization point. Position the collection trough at bottom. Mesh overhangs slightly into it. Water runs down, drips off edge, falls into gutter. Seal the ends, add a spigot at one end. That's your output node. Gravity handles the rest. No pumps, no power draw. Just condensation and slope. Location matters. Face it into prevailing wind. Maximizes air throughput. Place it where dew forms naturally. Open areas, not under trees, needs clear sky view for radiative cooling. Morning sun shouldn't hit it, evaporates your yield before you harvest. East facing is worst. West or south works better. Output depends on humidity, temperature swing. At 50 to 70% humidity with good overnight cooling, one 4x3 frame produces half a liter to 2 liters per night. That's like running a low bandwidth tap. Scale to 10 by 10, you're pulling 5 to 10 liters. Add more nodes, 3 frames total. That's family water supply. Free, indefinitely. Maintenance is minimal. Rinse the mesh monthly. Dust kills efficiency. Check for tears, patch them, clean the trough. That's it. System runs for years. I've had mine running 18 months, 0 repairs. UV degrades the mesh eventually, maybe 5 to 7 years. Replacement cost $3. Is it safe? Straight from mesh, it's cleaner than surface water, but not sterile. Airborne particles contaminate the trough. Treat it like rainwater. Filter through cloth, boil it, or use purification tablets. I run mine through a carbon filter, then UV sterilize. Takes 2 minutes. Long-term cost is basically 0. Optimization tweaks. Paint the frame black. Black absorbs heat during the day, radiates faster at night, creates bigger temp differential. Some people add aluminum foil backing. Reflects heat away, keeps surface cooler. I tested both. Black frame boosted output 15%, foil added another 10. Small changes, measurable gains. Climate considerations. Works best, coastal, high humidity, big day-night temp swings. Desert coast, perfect. Tropics, excellent. Arid interior with low humidity, still works. Output drops, but even 20% humidity yields something. Not much, but in survival mode, some beats none. You're still here. Build one this weekend, log your output. Drop results in comments in 2 weeks. Climate, humidity, liters collected. If it worked, share it. Off-grid people, preppers, water-scarce areas. Subscribe for more systems corporations can't monetize. This isn't new tech, it's shelved tech. Incas used stone surfaces in the Andes. Water condensed overnight, ran into channels, filled cisterns. Canary Islands deployed fog nets in the 1500s. Entire villages ran on atmospheric water. Bronze Age desert people in the Negev built stone mounds for dew. Archaeologists found them in the 50s, still worked after 3,000 years. In 1929, German engineer Friedrich Siebold documented large-scale dew condensers in Crimea, 12-meter stone cones, 360 liters daily. The engineering was published, peer-reviewed, then ignored. Municipal water systems became standard. Centralized infrastructure replaced decentralized solutions. Once infrastructure's built, there's no incentive to teach alternatives. Modern fog nets in Chile produce 10,000 liters daily. Entire villages. Peru uses them to reforest deserts. South Africa deploys them in drought zones. But these are NGO projects, universities, not corporations. No recurring revenue. You can't meter atmospheric water, can't charge for clouds, can't patent condensation, so it stays niche. The knowledge sat on shelves, not because it doesn't work, because it doesn't fit the economic model. We build systems that need dependency. Monthly bills, maintenance contracts, replacement parts. Then we forgot alternatives existed. But physics doesn't care about economics. Dew still forms, air still holds moisture, mesh still collects water. Real applications. Emergency prep. Disasters cut water supply. This produces regardless. Off-grid living. No well needed. Humid climates provide enough for household use. Gardening in dry climates. Irrigation supplement. Remote livestock. Water troughs fill overnight. Camping. Portable versions using paracord and bandanas. System scales from pocket size to industrial. I built a portable version. Tent poles and a 2x3 mesh panel. Rolls to the size of a water bottle. Weighs 1 pound. Sets up in 5 minutes. On a humid backpacking trip, it collected enough overnight to refill bottles. Didn't carry extra water. Didn't find streams. Just pitched mesh. Waited. That's freedom. Meanwhile, California is burning billions on desalination plants. 10-year build timelines, massive energy draw. Meanwhile, this is a low-latency fix. Deploy in an afternoon. $12, no permits, no environmental impact studies. Just build it, run it, collect water. You know something now most people don't. A century of engineering, thousands of years of practice, $12 in materials, infinite water from air. Build it, test it, prove it yourself, then teach someone else. That's how shelved knowledge comes back, one person at a time. Subscribe for more systems you can't buy. The water crisis isn't a resource problem, it's a knowledge problem. Air holds 12.9 trillion liters at any moment. You're standing in it, breathing it, and now you know how to collect it. $12, no permission, no infrastructure, no bills, just mesh and physics that's worked forever.